Hello, my name is Doug Scaife and I work for Hexagon Safety and Infrastructure. Today I'm going to provide an overview of our damage assessment application. On the screen you can see we have a map of the area that is service territory. On the map you see we have the service territory with lightning bolts representing areas of concern or events in the system that are going to need to be assessed by a person called a damage assessor. Their responsibility will be go to this area and survey the plant in advance of the operational crews to come into the area to allow data to be collected and sent to the back office for planning purposes. The first step of damage assessment is the actual creation of a storm. Storms are created to allow tracking of the equipment and the expenses associated with a storm. As you can see in this dialogue, we're able to provide a name of the storm and allows us to have multiple storms inside the system. Once a storm has been created, we are now able to bring up a dialogue of all the available crews in the area that can be assigned to this storm. If the crew is not in existence, it's very simple to add a new crew by hitting the Add Crew button, supplying some very simple information, and then they are now available to be assigned to the storm. The next part of the storm procedure is to actually draw an area on the map that a damage assessor is going to be assigned to. As you can see, our user interface is very easy just by clicking and drawing on the map. When they finish that drawing, they actually are allowed to name that area and give some descriptive notes describing the area and what information they may have concerning the concerns in that area. After the area has been placed, you see the system automatically created inspection points or damage assessment points based on the types of plant that exist inside the area. Once the area has been created, the next step is to actually assign the crew to the specific area to be inspected. This is done by bringing up a dialogue to assign the crew, and by simply selecting the checkbox, you can assign that work to the crew. Once assigned to it, it automatically is sent to the crew on their iPad. Here we have our iPad interface from Hexagon Safety and Infrastructure. This is all running on the iPad based on an application that you can simply download from the App Store. By specifying a known URL provided by the company that you're working for, this will automatically load the application and the inspection areas that have been assigned to you. Note the password to ensure that if the device gets lost or stolen, that it is secure so that that information would not be made available. When the user logs into the iPad, they are shown a map interface and they can bring up the View Assigned Areas command. And by having the View Assigned Areas, this is the same area of information that was assigned by the dispatcher in the previous slides. The controls, there are some limited controls available for the user on the iPad. For instance, if they want to do some very basic leveling, they can turn items on and off. And it's a very intuitive interface to make that happen. When the assessor starts to perform damage assessment, they simply click on a pole and it prevents this very user-friendly menu that allows them to select whether the pole or the equipment at that location is damaged or not. In this case, all assets were damaged, and once they hit save, the system will automatically change that dot to a different color. In this case, the red dot represents that asset has been inspected. Notice when you do the inspection that the system provides auxiliary or supporting information directly retrieved from the GIS system that's being used. In this case, the pole guys and other equipment. We also are able to add an ad hoc remark to a an inspection point, and we can also associate a picture to that point as well, all being returned to the dispatcher in real time. As the data is being collected and assessed, it is immediately available back in the back office for the storm manager to assess the results of what has happened in that area. Note that by clicking on a damaged point, we have a photograph to actually reinforce the level of damage that has actually taken place in the area under investigation. So this is a brief overview of our damage assessment application and how it can be utilized in any utility.